is CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Elliot Rodriguez. Welcome to the CBS News Miami Quickcast. Let's get things started with a look at our weather. And we take a live look outside. It is warm and slightly humid on this Black Friday, but we can expect the temperatures to drop soon. Next weather meteorologist Shane Hinton is here to tell us how soon it'll get here.
Well, it is just around the corner. Let me tell you, it was so sticky, I had to take the jacket off, had to roll up sleeves today. I'm going to be honest, and it's Friday on top of it. You know what? Some people out there Black Friday shopping right now, 82 degrees out in Miami, so trending a little bit above average for this time of year, but we are finally going to return back to average as we head into your weekend. Right now, temperatures mostly in the lower 80s, but if you're out there in the Keys, upper 70s for you fine folks. We have a few sprinkles out there on the radar, but nothing inland as of now. Now, there is a chance that we could see an isolated shower develop over the next day or two as this cold front, the first of two, is currently pushing through central Florida and down towards South Florida over the next several hours. That's going to be the first of the two fronts, so it's still going to be warm for the rest of our Black Friday. That cold front swings through later tonight. That's going to bring milder conditions for our weekend. I'm talking about highs in the upper 70s to lower 80s. That isolated shower chance will linger from Saturday into Sunday, but only about a 10-20% chance at best. And then a second cold front swings through. This is going to be the stronger of the two fronts and brings much cooler mornings and even cooler afternoon highs for next week. In fact, the models have been forecasting a little bit lower than what we've been talking about for the past couple of days. Let's walk you through your evening. You can see the next weather radar tracker here, showing that a 10% chance for an isolated sprinkle maybe later this evening and even into your Saturday. The bulk of the rain chances really linger out in the Atlantic, so I'm not too concerned about any weekend plans getting ruined by these showers, but just be mindful that there is a 10% chance overall. That means I'm not saying there's not zero chance. There's something there. As we make our way into Sunday, I think we'll have a little bit more sunshine. Tomorrow will be probably on the cloudier side for us, but overall it'll be a dry weekend for us. Now, if we walk you through the rest of today, you'll notice temperatures in the mid to upper 70s over the next several hours. That isolated shower chance tonight starts to creep in around 10 or 11 o'clock as that front starts to enter into the area. Tomorrow, as I mentioned, a little bit cloudier for us. I think mostly cloudy to partly sunny skies. Temperatures peaking in the upper 70s just after lunchtime. And then as we make our way into the late afternoon hours is where we'll have that 10% shower chance. For the rest of the weekend, you can expect afternoon highs to not change that much, but I do see a little bit more sunshine for your Sunday. That's the good news for you. Some more good news. We are almost to the end of hurricane season this year, and we have no tropical systems that are expected to develop throughout the end of the season, thankfully. So if you want to go out to the beach this week, this is what you can expect. Those rip currents going to be moderate because the winds will start to pick up tomorrow ahead of that front. That's going to also leave us with a moderate on the UV index in regard to that cloud coverage. If you are heading out on the water, I have no alerts for the Atlantic water or even out in the Keys. As we take a look at your 7-day forecast, how much cooler are we going to get for next week? Mid 70s for our afternoon highs, and look at that chill in the air that we'll be feeling come Tuesday morning and Wednesday morning with lows in the mid to upper 50s.
I gotta say, Shane, I love it. Thank you. And now for a look at Black Friday shopping. Malls across South Florida open their doors to shoppers anxious to take advantage of Black Friday deals. CBS News Miami's Ted Scouten reports to us from Aventura.
It is Black Friday and shoppers are out in force looking for those deals. This year, stores are expecting an increase in in-person shopping. Lots of families shop this day as well as part of the holiday tradition. We ran into one family, though, who takes that to a whole new level.
Christmas, she did a PowerPoint presentation. It was like 10 pages long.
Are you serious?
Yes. And this was like one of them on it.
A PowerPoint.
PowerPoint.
And I put like the links on it, the pictures and the prices.
It's like you literally click on the link and it takes you straight to the item.
Yeah.
Yes.
With the size and everything.
And of course, we met up with Santa Claus today. Malls are saying they're more than just a place to shop, it's a place for experiences. We'll have more on that coming up at 6. In Aventura, Ted Scouten, CBS News Miami.
And here's a look at what Black Friday looked like this morning at the Sawgrass Mills Mall in Sunrise. Shoppers started lining up outside the mall at 4 o'clock in the morning. They waited patiently for the stores to open up to officially begin the holiday shopping season. In other news, an investigation is underway after a shooting that killed one person on Thanksgiving Day. It happened near Southwest 136th Avenue and Jefferson Street in Southwest Miami-Dade. The victim was taken to the hospital where he later died. If you have any information at all, call Crime Stoppers in Miami-Dade at 305-471-TIPS. A hit and run caught on camera in North Miami Beach when a cyclist is hit by a car. Surveillance footage from a nearby strip mall shows the moment the car hit them on Northeast 167th Street and 5th Avenue, stopped and then left. No word on the condition of the cyclist. Police are also on the lookout for a driver who hit a man at Miami International Airport and took off. It happened near the airport's main exit early yesterday morning. The victim was rushed to the hospital and remains in critical condition. Police say the driver left the scene. They're working to get a description of the car involved. As soon as we get it, we'll bring it to you. More news when we come back. Welcome back to our Quickcast. The president of Mexico says she is confident a tariff war with the United States can be averted. The assurance came days after President-elect Donald Trump threatened a 25% tax on goods imported from the U.S.'s closest neighbors, Mexico and Canada. CBS News Miami's Erica Brown reports.
Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum said in a news conference Thursday there will be no potential tariff war with the U.S., and her country will continue to disrupt the flow of migrants heading north. Sheinbaum's comments followed a phone call with President-elect Donald Trump, who spent the Thanksgiving holiday in Mar-a-Lago with his family and Tesla and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk. Days ago, Trump vowed to add a tax on goods from Mexico, Canada, and China if the countries fail to stop the flow of drugs and migrants to the U.S. Members of a migrant caravan in southern Mexico say they anticipate additional difficulties before reaching the U.S. border. This woman from Honduras saying if they're going to deport us, then let them, because we're already here. What else can we do? With tariffs also looming north of the U.S. border, there are reports a Canadian government official said the country is already examining possible retaliatory tariffs. President Joe Biden weighed in on Thanksgiving while visiting a firehouse in Nantucket, Massachusetts.
We're surrounded by the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, and two allies, Mexico and Canada. And the last thing we need to do is begin to screw up those relationships.
Also, Thanksgiving was marred by reported bomb threats to at least 6 Democratic lawmakers from Connecticut. Senator Chris Murphy said it appeared to be part of a coordinated effort targeting public figures. The new threats come one day after 9 of Trump's cabinet picks and appointees reported bomb threats and swatting, defined as reporting a false incident to police at a specific address. In a statement, Trump's team said dangerous acts of intimidation and violence will not deter us. Erica Brown, CBS News, the White House.
Now to the crisis in the Middle East. The ceasefire between Israel and Hezbollah in Lebanon is now in its 3rd day. It appears to be holding, despite new accusations against both parties that it's being violated. Israel has admitted they shot at Lebanese troops, but they say it was only to enforce the ceasefire. The people of Lebanon, meanwhile, are desperate to rebuild. Thousands displaced by the 13 months of fighting have started returning to their homes and businesses, many of them destroyed amid Israel's warnings that it's not safe to go back yet. It remains to be seen how permanent the pause in fighting will be in the long term. Well, one of the best parts about the Thanksgiving meal is the leftovers. Turkey, mashed potatoes, pies, all your Thanksgiving favorites are sometimes even better the next day if you properly refrigerate them as quickly as possible. But once they're in the fridge, just how long will those leftovers last?
The USDA recommends anywhere between 3 and 4 days based on how you handled all of the food when you prepared it. Were you washing your hands while you were preparing it, wiping down surfaces, preventing cross-contamination?
If you're freezing leftovers, you've got more leeway. The USDA says frozen leftovers will remain at best quality for up to 6 months. They should always be reheated to 165 degrees and only reheated once to avoid foodborne illnesses. And I am having my Thanksgiving leftovers tonight. And now to the Fins on CBS Miami. The Miami Dolphins winning streak ended in Green Bay last night. The Packers capitalizing on a fast start and below freezing temperatures, but there were some bright spots for the Fins. CBS News Miami's Mike Cunha explains.
Well, coming into this Thanksgiving Day matchup against the Packers in the cold, Tua Tagovailoa and the Dolphins said they wanted to kill the narrative that they couldn't play in chilly weather. Well, that narrative is going to live with them a little while longer. Again, they could not get a victory when it dipped below 50 degrees there. Green Bay, Lambeau Field, historic place in the NFL. Yes, it was chilly. It was in the 20s, some snow flurries, but the Dolphins having to deal with it. Unfortunately, they had to deal with this muff punt right out of the gate. Rookie Malik Washington fumbling this inside the 10-yard line, and that is where Jordan Love and the Packers went to work early. Love hits Jaden Reed for one of 2 touchdowns that they hooked up on in that game. The Dolphins were down 24-3 at halftime. Now, they did make this a ball game. They could have made this a 1-score game. They had a 1st and goal from the 1 in the 4th quarter, but get nothing. On 4th down, Tua is sacked, and that basically was a wrap on this one. The Dolphins fall to 5-7 after losing 30-17 on the road.
I wouldn't say any of the things that were out there as far as the elements are going to be used as an excuse for the reason as to why we started slow. You know, when you're on the road, it's always tough to communicate and operate at such a high level the way you want to.
So the Dolphins have very little room for error, basically have to be perfect down the stretch. Just 5 games left on the schedule. Last night after the loss, head coach Mike McDaniel said they didn't come all this way back from 2-6 to let this loss stop them. We'll see what happens next week when they play the Jets. Mike Cunha, CBS News, Miami.
That game was Thanksgiving indigestion for Dolphin fans. And that's Miami's CBS News Miami's Quickcast for you. I'm Elliot Rodriguez. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS Miami.